time every year. It's electric.
Don't sweat the technique. The garden is shaking right now.
We New Yorkers, you damn right we excited.
Let's go Knicks! Let's go Knicks!
And now I stay on target and refuse to miss. And I still make hits with beats when they sweat the technique.
The Knicks have dominated this postseason, beating teams by an average of over 19 points per game, the highest entering the NBA Finals in history. Their 11 10-point wins are also the most prior to the Finals. On the other side of that, people are pointing out the competition hasn't necessarily been the most impressive. They had the Hawks and then both the Sixers and the Cavs coming off grueling 7-game series. So has New York's playoff run been about good play or bad competition, Big Perk?
It's been about dominant play, and I'm so sick and tired of people like our brother Mad Dog yesterday complaining, talking about the competition level is down in the Eastern Conference and those teams weren't good, speaking on the Hawks and the Cavs. But the last time I checked, the Cavs beat a team that they had to bring a level of physicality in the Detroit Pistons. Now, we know that they had flaws, but still in all, they had to get through that series, and the only thing that we've ever questioned the Cavs about was their physicality. So they had to up their physicality against the Detroit Pistons. What's happening is that the New York Knicks, they snatch your soul. We need to stop downplaying what they're doing right now. They have been playing the best basketball in the league, in the postseason, better than anybody, better than OKC, better than the Spurs on both ends of the floor. And if you really want to have a conversation, why aren't we talking about OKC route to get to this point, right? Didn't they sweep their first round opponent in the Phoenix Suns? Didn't they sweep a 41-year-old senior citizen, LeBron James, and the Los Angeles Lakers? We're not sitting up here downplaying that. So why we go downplay what the Knicks are doing and how they're dominating and how they're smoking people? Let's talk about that. They're not just winning games. They're beating the brakes off of people. That's a dominating performances of what we're seeing right now. So if we're going to keep that energy for the Knicks, let's keep that energy for the Thunder in their first two round series that they went 8-0 in.
Kendrick Perkins is 1,000% right. Bravo. Bravo. And if you listen to him closely, you might sit up there and say, damn, those are very profound words that he used and dropped that science on us, and you're not paying attention to what he left out. You see, Perk is right with what he's saying. He's just not completely forthcoming with the bevy of information that dome of his possesses. Let me give y'all an example. All right. So he is absolutely right about the path to prosperity that the Oklahoma City Thunder has taken in sweeping the Phoenix Suns and sweeping the Los Angeles Lakers, who, by the way, were without Luka Doncic, and Austin Reeves returned after a game or two because of that oblique injury. He didn't add the Spurs in a route that they took, where they took out Portland, who was considered the worst of the 16-team playoff fields, arguably in some people's eyes. And then you had to go up against a Minnesota team without Dante DiVincenzo, with a hobbled Ant-Man Anthony Edwards, and Ayo Dosunmu. He had the calf injuries and the heel injuries as well. So when you look at all of those things, obviously San Antonio and Oklahoma City, you could say the same thing about them that you said about the New York Knicks. But why are we not doing that? That's where Perk tried to fool everybody. See, America, what happened is this. Big Perk is not just on Get Up. He's not just on First Take. He's also on NBA Today. He invaded our television screens throughout the season on SportsCenter at night. It could be with Scott Van Pelt. It could be with the Overnight. And religiously, Perk was one of the primary culprits in invading our brains, telling us that the two best teams in the NBA were the Oklahoma City Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs. We all knew it was Oklahoma City because of how deep they are, how great they are, and they're the reigning defending NBA champions with the reigning league MVP. But it wasn't until Perk came out and said that the San Antonio Spurs was going to win the chip. They were going to win it all. That's what he said on camera on camera. And he said the collision course in the NBA Finals is the Spurs versus Oklahoma City. So it's real nice that now that he sees Spike Lee with the orange and blue, and now that he sees his boy Tracy Morgan with the orange and blue, and now that we see Ben Stiller with the orange and blue, and Chris Rock and the rest of the crew, and they right down the block in New York City, and he's feeling that New York vibe, that Perk will sit up here and act like, I don't know what the hell y'all talking about. But he is the one. He is the one, Joe Fortball, that put all of that stuff in our head about don't even look at the East. It's all about OKC and San Antonio. And we have proof on camera where the man said San Antonio going to win the chip before switching back and saying it was going to be Oklahoma City. And now he's saying the New York Knicks have a chance. Now, he ain't wrong. He's right with everything he said, ladies. But you know what it is? I'm not going to even fault my big bro, Perk, my little big bro. You know why I'm not going to fault him, Joe Fortenbaugh?
Why's that?
Because Big Perk, that's my little brother right there. That's my little big brother right there. The only person I love more than him is the queen herself, Vanity, and of course, little Mr. Carter, his little son. I love that boy. You know, but I'm going to say this out of love and affection for my man Perk. Don't judge him harshly, y'all. Don't judge him harshly. He has been touched by Stephen A. It's fluid. It's fluid. And that's what this is all about. It's fluid. And I get it.
Hey,
I get it.
You know the best thing. You know the best. You know I can't stand you. I love you, bro, but I can't stand you. Hey, you know the best thing. You know the best thing about these playoffs, though. Seriously, is that they proven a lot of people wrong, and that's the great part about the playoffs, right? A lot of people because. S.A., while we sitting up here bringing up what I said and what I went back on, it was a lot of non-believers out there in the San Antonio Spurs, period. A lot of people didn't believe that San Antonio could get to the conference finals. All I kept hearing is the lack of experience, the lack of experience. If they happen to face the Denver Nuggets, they would lose. The Denver Nuggets are out. So, I mean, I get it. Picking series, that's like gambling or placing a bet. Damn it, you don't know what's going to happen. But what I do know is this. I know when I'm watching the game and I see a team hit their stride. I know when I'm watching the game and I see a team have that spirit and that it factor. I know when I'm watching the game and I see a team that have that togetherness and playing agenda-free basketball and have one of the best player that's been in the postseason. This postseason has been Jalen Brunson consistently. So when I see that, I'm going to change. I'm going to say no. Even if I said that whoever won the conference out of the OKC and Spurs was going to win the championship, damn it, the Knicks have swayed me the other way. I believe that I'm not going to sit up here and say it's a foregone conclusion they're going to win the NBA championship, but what I'm going to sit up here and say, I'll be damned if they don't have a real chance at going to win the NBA championship. This team is legit title contenders, and we have to stop downplaying their dominant run in the Eastern Conference.
I will say this. At the beginning of the season, I had Oklahoma City and the New York Knicks meeting in the finals. I didn't give the Knicks a snowball's chance in hell of winning the championship. Not against them brothers. All right? Now I look at the Knicks and I'm like, they got a chance.
Here we go.
They got a chance. They'd still be the underdogs. They got a chance. Here's what I will share with both of y'all. And it's a moment. This is what that scares me about OKC, because we all know I'm orange and blue skies for New York, not OKC. Even though I got a lot of love for the OKC. Let me tell y'all when the moment just, you just sit back and you're like, oh, damn. And here's what happened. The Los Angeles Lakers were on that streak. Put Perk up and Joe Fortenbaugh on the screen so I can see them, please, when I'm saying this. The Los Angeles Lakers are on a run, and they win like 12 straight, and Luka's averaging 40. And OKC didn't say a word, and they just sat back, and they just kept winning games. And then the Lakers had to travel to OKC. And it was in the midst of Luka had like 50, 40, 45, 35. I mean, he was just busting everybody's butt. And LeBron was flowing, and Austin Reeves was giving you 30 a night. It was crazy. And Oklahoma City is like, all right, enough of this, right? And they came into Oklahoma City. And in the same game, Luka goes down with his hamstring injury, but it was after they were down 25. Austin Reeves go down with his oblique injury, and Oklahoma City was up by 43. It's like they just said, look, y'all, we understand what the rest of the league is, but they ain't us. Let me show you what it's going to be. And that is what gives me cause to pause, because when I'm looking at everybody else, I'm seeing a team that says there's levels to this. We're here right now, and ain't nobody here with us, and we will show you. And then J-Dub goes down. They're 8-1 without J-Dub. They're 8-1 without him. You're looking at A.J. Mitchell. This brother's a stud. Big Perk was talking on the screen. What you saying, Big Perk? Yo, man, they think that A.J. might be better than J-Dub, right? He goes down. And then McCain comes off the bench. And you insert him into the starting lineup. And it was like they didn't miss a damn beat. And then you see the roster. What if they were healthy? It's J-Dub with Shea, with A.J., with Casey Wallace, with McCain, with Caruso, with Lou Dort. I just gave you 7 guys. 7. Right. That's in your backcourt that could defend anybody in your backcourt. That's what I'm talking about. So it's like, yeah, I'm happy for the Knicks. I believe in the Knicks, and I believe that they got a chance. But we just got to recognize who the hell we talking about when we talking about OKC. And San Antonio deserves a lot of props because I thought they were going to go to the conference finals. And they're here, obviously. But there's just a level to this Oklahoma City team that can't be ignored.
And that, America, is one of the world's largest Knicks fans realizing his Knicks are not going to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I didn't say that.
I'm sorry,
I did not say that.
We have to go. We have to go. As the college football world considers expanding the playoffs, one title-winning coach has another idea. What is that, and why would it upend the sport? Coming up next.